What is up everyone, welcome to Ambience and Design. In this video we're going to be talking about the final assignment within Design 102, and that is called Mobile. I hope you guys enjoy the video. The objective of this assignment is to create an art installation that is lightweight and can be transported. Hence the word mobile comes from the ability to transport this art installation. Now, to get to the art installation, first we have to pick a song from one of the artists that are on the list. Afterwards, we have to create a series of collages and paintings. And after that, taking all of the work that we have done and somehow got inspired by them to create this art installation. Now, because this is the final assignment within Design 102, before I apply my portfolio and get into architecture, I assumed this would be a nice way to wrap up the semester, but apparently it wasn't. The main problem in this assignment was not the fact that it was hard or anything, it was about my teammates and how we function as a team, but I'll get into that later. Sadly, this was one of the more disappointing projects within Design 102 overall. On the first day that we arrived to the studio, the studio instructor sent out a list of artists that we can choose to start our project, and our team is a team of 4. Decided to go with the Yiruma, which is a Korean piano artist that is very famous in Asia, and we decided to pick the song Kiss the Rain by Yiruma. After listening to the song, we decided that we're gonna break the song up to 4 parts, and each of us would listen to one part and create a painting based on the feeling of us about that part of the song. And afterwards, we're gonna combine them into one linear representation of the song, how it started, the middle of the song, and the end of the song. Immediately from this painting phase, you can kind of get a hint of the amount of effort that each of the team member puts into their own painting. At this point, I'm a little disappointed at the final one because you can clearly see there's no effort whatsoever putting into the craftsmanship or the ability to convey your idea or emotion into this painting. Afterward, we somehow ended up with this painting. It looks pretty bland. I don't think there's any valuable or effort that goes into this painting that would well represent the essence of the song Kiss the Rain. This is just a normal canvas watercolor. We bought it from Hobby Lobby. We came back and then we discussed about what we're gonna put on it, and I remember a few ideas that I put out and I got immediately shot down, so we ended up just doing something that's very simple and not time consuming, even though sometimes it needs a lot of time for you to produce something good, but they didn't want it, they just want something fast. At this point, I started to get a little bit irritated, mostly about the effort of each team member towards this phase within the project, even though I know it's still pretty soon and we can turn things around with the art installation, but I just want to get my portfolio to be as good as possible, and I will not jeopardize my chance because of someone's need just to make things quickly and easy so they can, have more free time to go drinks or something with their friends. I will not tolerate that, but I guess this is one of the downside of working with group members, especially people that don't vibe with you or people that don't have the same work ethic as you. I consider myself pretty serious and pretty hardworking when it comes to making portfolio, because before this, I heard that architecture is the hardest thing to get into in the College of Design, meaning that they have the highest bars that you should have when it comes to portfolio. So I was trying my very best, but my teammates, they were having other goals, so I really didn't know about that. So for me, I was a little bit irritated. The real problems arise at the last phase of this assignment, which is designing and making the art installation. This is one of the original sketch of what the art installation, what my teammates wanted it to be. The dynamic within the group is very different. We have two girls, two guys, including myself. Two of the girls, they were sometimes battling against each other in terms of ideas. The guy is very mellow. He doesn't really have like his own opinion. I have my very own strong opinions, and sometimes the other two girls, they work together to shut me down in terms of ideas. I remember my instructor came and saw this, and she said that you guys should work on something that's more complex rather than just having this spiral to represent the ups and downs of Kiss the Rain. Afterwards, we spent the next couple of days trying to come up with a better composition for the art installation. There was this time when the studio instructor asked us that next class you should come with some sort of experimental models to show us your ideas, and I made one or two and they didn't make any. They just came without any models at all. And then the studio instructor, she came in, she was apparently very pissed, and I showed her the model and she like, yeah, we should go with this, it's quite interesting. And after she left, they immediately shot me down, so I was really pissed about that. And then the teaching assistant came, I think her name was Elizabeth. She asked us like, well, how about we make something like a wind chime, but instead of like the metal part, we can use like CD to do it. And they immediately hopped on that, even though I presented my idea as well. And she was like, oh, this is also interesting, maybe you can do like a sort of a combination between the idea I told you and then the idea that I had. But then they just like quickly shrug it off and just follow the instructor assistant's idea to like the T. At this point, I really didn't have any ounce of patience left in me. I don't want to contribute into this team project anymore. At this phase, I just want to get the work done, make sure it's nice and capture it and put it into my portfolio. I really didn't have the energy to try to come up with something amazing, because they keep shooting me down with my ideas, even though they don't have any ideas at all, and they just hop on the bandwagon whenever the teaching instructor or the assistant told them something. And so we continue with the assignment, and then we start designing the art installation. I think one of the teammates, she has a relatively good knowledge about music, because she used to be in a high school band. So we changed the height of the strings depending on the rhythm or the tempo, I'm not really sure, of the song. So that was a little bit of twist. I'm quite surprised by that, and frankly it's very interesting. Now the next problem is when we bought 2 stacks of CDs, and then we were figuring out how to cut them. One of the girls said that, oh, let's try cutting it with scissors. And you know how CD is, they're pretty fragile, and when you need a lot of force to cut, and if you don't cut it correctly, they'll crack and then they'll just warp, and it's kind of hard to cut them. So I figured, how about we have some scroll saws in the workshop, the wood workshop? How about we should try to cut them there? And they was like, no, I think it's easier if we cut it by hand. I was like, are you sure about that? So I took one of the CD, and then I went down there and I cut, and it came out great. It came out like very symmetrical, very clean cut. The CD didn't crack, the pieces didn't crack at all. And then I brought the sample up, and they saw it, and then like, oh, actually I think we should cut it with the scroll saw. I was like, no kidding. I tried to come up with the best solution, and you guys just like keep shooting me down with it. The next problem is that the girls, they refuse to go down and split up the 2 CD stacks, because I think we bought like the equivalent of almost 50 CDs, and it would be way faster if all four of us all cut the CDs at the same time. But the girls, they wouldn't go down there for some reason, even though we were specifically told to do the trainings for the workshop before doing this assignment. But I think they just didn't do it, so they asked me and this other guy to cut, and it took us like 3 to 4 hours to cut them. Then this process was further even delayed because the guy didn't do his training, so we had to wait for him to do his training, and I got into an argument with him, which is, you know, wasn't ideal for the group or the tempo of the group in general, but we managed to overcome that and just do our parts. While we were doing the CD part, the girls were doing the frame, the wind frame on top of the art installation. They brought us the frame, and I said, wow, this looks really good. Did you make this? And I think one of the girls, she said, no, my dad made this. And I questioned, like, what's the point of even have your dad making this? Like, what are you gonna learn through having your dad make this for you? Nothing. And so by some miracle, we managed to put the art installation together, and it looks quite decent, even though it lacks any group effort, any brainstorming amongst group members. It turned out pretty okay, I guess. We also made a video showing the art installation and how it maneuvers. As you can see here, it can spin around, and then because the characteristics of the CD, it has this shimmering effect when in the dark, and like only a small amount of light reflects off the pieces. After this is all done, we document all of our work and then mount them on 3 18 by 24 mount boards, and then we submit the assignment, and that is the end of this project. This project could have gone worse, but I'm glad that it didn't. I don't want to lie when I make this video because I want to show you guys the reality of what it's like in architecture school, and not every project that you do with every teammate it's gonna turn out great. Some will, but some's gonna be really bad, and not just because like you have like different types of work ethic, different types of thinking, your ideas, sometimes they clash to each other, sometimes things just happen that you don't want them to. So but I don't want to sugarcoat this. I want to be really honest about this project, and any project in the future. If it's bad, I'll say it's bad. If it's good, I'll say it's good. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more architecture content, and I will see you guys next time in Architecture 201. Thank you for watching.